everybody, my name's Courtney and I'm here with Canadian Valley Cooks with Kids, and today we're going to do a little snack and story time and show you 3 very simple and fun snacks that you can make in your kitchen with the help of your mom and dad, and share a little story with you that's really fun that kind of goes with today's theme called Chicks and Salsa, and we'll link to that at the end of this video, and we hope you'll stick around and read that with us. So I have 2 special guests with me here today. Ellis is 9 and Emily is 6.
Hello, hello.
And Emily, what is our first rule in the kitchen?
We wash our hands.
That's right.
Wash.
Ellis, what's our second rule in the kitchen?
Ask for permission.
That's right. And our third rule is check our ingredients. So today, to make our salsa recipe, you need, let's move this little book out of the way, a can of diced tomatoes, 14.5 ounce, and you're gonna want that drained. I've already drained ours here. You're also gonna want 1/4 cup of cilantro. I might have a little bit more than that in there, but
I love cilantro.
cilantro is really tasty. You're also gonna want 2 slices of jalapeno. You can use jarred, you could use fresh, and a clove of garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a couple squeezes of lime juice. So let's go ahead and get started with our tomato. Ellis, will you dump that tomato there into our food processor? This is so fast, and I think you'll be amazed by the flavor. It's really flavorful compared to the stuff that's been in a jar for a long time on the shelf. And this is super fresh. You can go get things from your farmer's market, your cilantro and your avocado, or just from your local grocery store produce section. All right, then Emily, go ahead and dump the cilantro in. There you go. Get it all in there. And we can touch it because we washed our hands really well. And we're gonna throw in a clove of garlic. And then let me tell y'all a second about jalapenos. So I have a couple different jalapenos here, and you might be able to tell, like this one is a little bit lighter and this one is a little bit darker. And I learned that you can tell how hot a jalapeno is by its color and what it looks like. So the lighter color it is, kind of like this one, it's gonna be not quite as spicy and not as hot. And then the darker they get, that means they're older and they've maybe had a little bit more stress put on them. And this one doesn't have any, but sometimes jalapenos will start getting white little striations or lines down them. And that's just another indicator that it's been under some stress. And that means it's gonna be a spicy jalapeno. If you don't want a lot of heat, you might stay away from that one and get one that's a little bit lighter in color. And then another thing you can do to make things not quite so spicy is, like I've cut this jalapeno open. Here, we'll cut another one open so you can see.
If you touch one, you don't want to rub your eyes.
That's right. That's another good tip of these jalapenos. If you touch them, wash your hands really good afterwards, because nothing hurts worse than touching your eye or your face after you've touched a hot jalapeno. So see there, I cut out the center part and removed the seeds, and that's where all the heat is. And the best place to get a sample of a jalapeno to see how hot it is going to be is right there at the tip. That's going to be the least spicy part, so you don't blow your mouth up with spice. So you could either use a couple slices of jarred jalapenos. They're going to be your probably least spicy option. But I went ahead and used fresh, so we're going to dump some in. I have a couple seeds in there just to make it a little bit spicy. And let's do a couple squeezes of lime juice. One thing you can do with limes, if they're or any sort of citrus fruit, you can kind of roll them back and forth on the counter to kind of loosen them up and get some more juice out of them. Okay, that's good. How about Emily, you go ahead and give yours a squeeze too.
Throw in a little more. And sometimes you can squeeze it by different ends. You'll get that extra. Oh, I got all of it out, Mom. I'm getting it out.
And then somebody dump that salt in there for me, and then we'll give it a whirl. Come here, Ed. We got another guest coming in here to help us. One of the reasons we're showing you guys how to make salsa, this is tricky. Sometimes the hardest part of this is getting the lid on. Now this is has a sharp blade in there, so make sure you use a grown-up's help. Okay, go ahead and push the top. Keep going. It's fun. Watch them all come together. All right. Let's give it one more little chop.
Can I do it?
Yeah, let Ellis do it. All right, that's good. Okay, now twist that lid back off.
Ooh, you have your nice jalapeno.
And that is some nice and fresh salsa that came together in just a jiffy. And it's going to taste way better than, see that, Evelyn?
The normal salsa?
Yeah. So we just celebrated Cinco de Mayo, and so we had salsa fresh on the brain. Oopsies. Which also made me think about little Miss Evelyn here. Her birthday is tomorrow, and for her very first birthday party, we had a Cinco de Mayo party. So that is a simple salsa that you can make in no time with just about 5 or so ingredients, and it's very tasty. Okay, so now we're back to show you another snack, mean green guacamole. And for this, you need 2 to 3 avocados, and a couple squeezes of fresh lime, and then about a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So one thing you got to do first is to make sure your avocados are not too mushy, but not too hard either. Sometimes you can check to see if an avocado is ready by taking this little stem off. And see how that's a nice pretty green color inside? That means it should be nice and pretty on the inside. So let's see. So we're going to get a sharp knife. This is also, get a grown-up for help.
Grandma taught me it when I was 2.
Wow.
Take the seed out with
And then,
get your spoon.
Ellis, grab a hold of that and twist 2 different ways. Yeah, and I'll pull it apart. Look at that. So look how nice and pretty green it is.
It's really tiny.
That is a tiny little seed. So then you can take your spoon and pop your seed out. Let's see what happens here. Look at that, Evie. You want to play with that? And then Emily, open it up for us. Very good.
I want to pop the nuts out.
Okay, you can try cutting the nut out while I slice this one. So I'll get my
That
little...
was easy.
Good job. Make 2 long slices there, and then I turn it. And we'll make 2 more. Kind of looks like a big tic-tac-toe board. And then can you try to scoop that out of their elbow? And just right into the bowl. Perfect. Sometimes with cooking, the recipe might tell you to use 2, but you have to use your judgment and see, like, maybe that wasn't quite enough. Good job, Emily. So Emily, I'll give you a fork, and you can go ahead and start smashing the avocado.
Oh, this one's it's a little too firm on the sides, too. Do you want me to just throw this in the trash?
No, let me look at it. So you could use a fork. You could use maybe like a mashed potato masher if you wanted to get one out.
Or a banana masher. All
right, Ellis, now you can pour, I'll let you do the lime. I'll cut it open.
And I can squeeze.
So real fast, I'll show you. This one is a little bit firm, so you can kind of take it and roll it back and forth across something firm to try to get it juices ready to come out. So we'll slice it open, and Ellis, give it a really good squeeze into that avocado.
Both of them?
Now the lime juice brightens up the flavor and gives it a nice kind of tangy flavor, and it also helps keep the avocado from turning a yucky green color, and it helps keep the...
Like that alligator swamp color green. Yeah. That's yucky.
Yeah, we don't want alligator swamp color green. We want pretty bright, fresh avocado green. So that lime juice will help do that. And since we just made our salsa, I have a little bit of cilantro still laying here. So I'll throw a little bit of that in. Emily, can you stir in the cilantro? And I also have a little bit of jalapeno. And if you don't like spicy stuff, same with the salsa. If you don't like spicy, leave out the jalapeno. It's your creation, and you can make it however you want to do it. Okay, so we finished mashing up our avocados. Emily did an excellent job.
Smash, smash,
Smash,
smash,
smash.
smash, smash, smash.
Yeah.
Smash, smash.
And now I'm gonna just go ahead and pour it into our little serving bowl.
Can I do it, Mama?
Yeah, can you finish kind of using, Emily's using a spatula here and she's scraping down the side.
So you can get the extra because with the fork you cannot really get it.
Yeah.
Because the fork and the spoon and the knife, you can do it with the fork, but you have to make
And then we're going to give it a little taste. And then we're going to move on to our final snack, Tortilla Snack Chips. All right, now we're going to show you a tortilla snack chip. So I'm going to start off with 4 flour tortillas, and we're going to use a pizza cutter. And while we're doing this, we go ahead and have our oven preheating. Here, Emily, let me show you how to do this. Yeah, right across. We have our oven preheating to 350 degrees. And I'm going to go across this way. So now I have 4 pieces.
And then you're going to cut little triangles from 4 angles.
You're right. What shape is this, everybody? Triangle.
Triangle.
So we're going to cut our triangles. Got it? Okay. So go ahead and cut the other triangles in half. You get it? Push down hard. Good job. You can make these salty, like a salty tortilla chip, or you can make them sweet with a little bit of cinnamon sugar.
Like sweet as sugar.
Sweet as sugar, just like you, huh? So you have some vegetable oil spray, and just however much it takes, you just kind of keep tossing them around until they're all shiny. And that's what's going to help the cinnamon and sugar, or the salt. You going to give it a spray? Stick. There you go. Good job. One more good spray, okay? All right, so I have some salt here.
That smells good.
Half teaspoon of salt, and sprinkle that in there, Em. All right, and then put your hands in and squish it all around. Toss that salt so the salt gets on all your tortilla chip pieces.
You have to be careful on the salt because you don't want it too salty.
That's right. Too salty is not good.
Because it doesn't taste good. Like the seawater in the ocean.
All right, so these are all pretty salty. And I'm going to take about half of them and put them on a cookie sheet. Now, Em, go ahead and grab some cinnamon sugar.
Okay.
Now, this is a mix of cinnamon sugar. It's about a ratio of 2 tablespoons of sugar to 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. And she's going to sprinkle those really well with the cinnamon sugar, so we'll also have a sweet little snack too. Our flour tortilla chips, that's good, perfect. Now give that a good stir. The ones with the salt will be excellent to dip in the guacamole we made or the salsa. Now these will go in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'd probably check it closer to the 10-minute mark. And then once they're done, you can keep them in an airtight container for about 4 days and snack on them. So I'm going to pop these in the oven and then we'll take a look. I have my trays, my oven racks on the medium and then the one above the medium spot. All right, so the oven timer just went off on our tortilla snack chips. And here are the salty ones. And here are the sweet ones with the cinnamon sugar on them. All right, so those are our simple snacks today. You have a simple salsa, mean green guacamole, and tortilla snack chips, a salty and a sweet kind. And we hope you enjoyed the snacks and the story time, and we can't wait to spend time with you cooking in the kitchen again next week for snacks and story time.
And kids.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.